What's going on, everyone? Tech Me Out here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you what is on my iPhone. So if you are excited about seeing all the apps that I have on my phone, then go ahead and let me know by hitting that thumbs up button down below. Now I will be showing you as well what is on my Android, but that's going to be in another video, so if you're interested in that, be sure to hit subscribe because I will be posting that very soon. But a little bit about my phone before we get started and looking at the apps. Now the particular phone that I have here is the iPhone 6s Plus, the gold version 64GB model. And as far as the setup that I have in terms of accessories, I have a home button made by Hippo, I want to say it is. But the cool thing about it is it changes the color of your home button, and it will still allow you to use Touch ID to unlock your device with no issues at all. It reads my fingerprint just as fine as it would if I didn't have that sticker up there. So if you want to kind of change the look of your home button, I'm gonna link this down below, as well as the case that I'm using, which is made by Pitaka. So it's known as the Aramid case, and I believe it's the black and rose gold version. But I really like it because not only is it thin, but it also looks good. And I feel that my device is, fairly protected. I have openings for my volume buttons over here, the power switch over here, and the entire bottom of your device is open as well as the top with corner protection. So you still should be good against drops if your device happens to fall and hit the corner. But I mean, it's so thin, it's practically like it's not even on my phone. So I'm a huge fan of thin cases, so this was perfect. Now, if I pop my case off, you'll notice back here that I also have a sticker on my Apple logo. Now, this was a pain to actually get installed, but I did the best that I could. So if it looks a little off, I do apologize. It was really hard to get up there. But all of these things, the case, the home button, as well as the Apple logo sticker, will be linked down below. Oh, and another thing, I know that you all like my wallpapers a lot, so I'm going to be linking these wallpapers down below as well. So yeah, that's my current accessory setup on my phone. So let's dive into these apps. Alright, now like I mentioned at the beginning, I have way too many apps on my phone to discuss each and every one in detail. So what I'm going to be doing is more so of a mention of the apps that I use the most. So starting with this first page here, what I have are my most commonly used applications, and down here in my dock are the ones that I use even more than that. So these are very crucial down here. But ultimately, when it comes to my music client of choice is Spotify. And I like Spotify primarily because of its layout. It makes me feel like I have an unlimited library of music, and I love the fact that I can actually save playlists for offline playback, and their curated music lists are pretty nice as well. So you got lots of different options based upon your music taste that you can enjoy. Now in terms of social media, what I typically use is Instagram, which you can find me on right now if you currently aren't following me. That's going to be linked down below. So I tend to use this as well as Snapchat. I like to get on Snapchat and just kind of do random snaps of what's currently going on with me. So if you want to get a peek at what I do when I'm not making a video, and even some of the behind the scenes things about my video making process, then you can follow me on Snapchat for that, which will also be linked below. I am also on Twitter, and I just use the standard Twitter app for that. I tend to update everyone in terms of when a video is in the making, so if you want to get a heads up on where I currently am in getting a video out, then you should definitely follow me on Twitter as well. Now when it does come to making videos or just, managing things in my life, I tend to use the Apple stock applications, which include Pages for my scripts and Numbers for statistical things or record keeping. And I just love that because it just syncs so effortlessly through all of my Apple devices because I am heavily in that Apple ecosystem. Now to help me stay on task with things, I tend to use the Reminders application, which is once again another stock Apple app, but that's basically where I go and make my to-do list for whatever I need to know in that particular moment. Now two things that I recently introduced into my life are LoseIt and Audible. LoseIt is an application that I use to track my food. So I like LoseIt because it gives me insight on a lot of different things, ranging from things in terms of where I am in reaching my current calorie goal for the day, how much protein I have intaken, how much fat I've intaken for the day, and just a whole bunch of other different things. It can even let you scan the barcode of the food that you are about to consume to go ahead and log it quickly so you don't have to even manually search for it. So if you want a sufficient food tracking app, then LoseIt is definitely one that you should check out in my opinion. Now the other other app that I'm currently using is Audible. And Audible is basically the audio version of a book, so it's somebody reading you a book. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first stumbled across Audible, I just thought it was going to be like a boring narration of a book. I thought it was gonna be more like a lecture, so I was like, nah, I'm not into it. But then I found a free trial online that gave you 3 credits to try out 3 books of your choice. And I actually fell in love with the service. If you're interested in also taking advantage of that trial, I'm gonna have a link down below. But it was a lot better than I thought it would be, because the narrators would animate their voice to match the character, and some books even have sound effects. So needless to say, I am thoroughly enjoying Audible. It's really nice to be able to listen to a book versus music when I'm driving in the car. Like, I love listening to music, but I love to read as well. And because I tend to be so busy, I really don't find the time to read as much as I would like. So now when having Audible, I can listen to a book pretty much at any given time. But nonetheless, check it out for yourself. These are a few of the books that I have listened to, and I have enjoyed each and every one of them. But moving on from there, when it comes to finding out the weather, I use a combination of a few different apps. So I use Yahoo Weather. I also use Sunshine. Sunshine is pretty cool just because of its interface and also the way that it tells you what the weather is. So it doesn't just give you the temperature, it gives you like a brief description of how you can expect your day to be based upon the temperature. Now, in conjunction with that, I also use Fresh Air. I like this one because it pretty much lets you get a minute by minute recap of what it's going to be in terms of the conditions, the temperature, precipitation. So you get a minute by minute play of what the weather's going to be. And I just like to use this just in case I'm kind of curious what it's going to be, maybe within, a certain amount of time or at a specific time of the day. I want to know that. This is what I tend to go to. Now, for my calendar, what I generally use is Fantastical. I don't use the standard calendar app. I like Fantastical because of its layout. Colors serve a purpose for me when I'm looking at my calendar. Now, what I liked about Fantastical is that in the month view, it shows me the color of the calendar. So it eliminates some guesswork for me. And I also like the fact that it can show me my month view and my week view at once. Now, when it comes to checking my email, I have fell in love with this application called Spark. Ultimately, why I love it so much is just like Fantastical, it's the layout. So Spark has this thing called a smart inbox. So how it works in this section is at the very top, it gives you your new mail, meaning mail that just came in. And then beneath that, you have what is called pins. These are your flagged emails. And because I flag emails a lot, to have this kind of like right there at the forefront for me to go to, I just love it. And then beneath that, you have your inbox. So this is just going to be all the mail that you've already read. It also has an integrated calendar, so when you're scheduling things, you don't have to jump out of the app into the calendar app. And another thing that I liked about it is that it can even provide you with multiple custom signatures. So it detects how you typically will end your emails, and then you can just swipe through different signatures to choose the one that you want to use. I also like to use nighttime because when I put my phone on the dock at night, this is the app that I use to have a bedside clock, and you can adjust the brightness of the clock in case you need it a bit dimmer. So that's something that I pretty much use just about every night. Now, I do love to customize my phone, and one of the things that I really like customizing about my phone is the wallpaper. So I have a folder called Design, and in that folder are all the different wallpaper applications that I use. And out of these, I use this one here called Wallpapers the most. I just like its selection of wallpapers. So typically, if I have a wallpaper, it either came from here or just a regular Google search. Now, when it comes to shopping on my phone, I have a few applications that I use, such as Amazon. I am a Amazon addict and a proud Amazon Prime member. If you want to take advantage of a trial of Amazon Prime and enjoy what I'm enjoying, then that's going to be linked down below. I use deliveries to track my packages so I can have an idea of where they are and when they should be arriving, because it actually gives you a map of where your package currently is. Now, something I like to do when I message people is use GIFs. So I have this app called GIF, which is like the best GIF application that I have ever came across. You have a lot of different options for GIFs, and it's constantly being updated. You have your featured GIFs up here at the top. You even have a star here at the bottom where you can show your favorite GIFs. So you can favorite GIFs that you stumble across and even make collections, or just have everything in one folder as I do so that you can see all of your favorite GIFs at once so you can use them later. Or you can use the search option to search for different GIFs, and you can see some of my recent searches of things that I tried to animate in GIF form during messaging. But yeah, this is like the best GIF application that I have ever personally came across. So if you're into GIFs as well, then definitely check that one out. So moving into my utilities folder here, I'm trying to think, is there anything that I want to really point out here that I use? 1Password is really great for tracking your passwords because they have an iOS version as well as a Mac version, so you can have your passwords accessible on all of your Apple devices. Really all I can think of in there that I want to mention. Bitmoji is something that I recently got into as well, so you can make little emojis, so to speak, of yourself, and it has a ton, I do mean a ton of different things that this Bitmoji version of you can do. So it's just another cool feature to use not only in your messages app, but also Snapchat if you're on Snapchat, because you can integrate these into what you're trying to convey. So this last page here are just a bunch of different folders that I have on my phone. So I have a home tech folder. So these are just different apps that I use for different smart tech within my home. And then I have a videography folder that has a bunch of different apps that I use when it comes to recording videos using my phone. And out of all of these, the one that I use the most is Filmic Pro. It is a paid app, but I mean, it really unlocks a lot of manual features for your camera on your phone. I also have a task folder, and out of these I use Pocket a lot. So Pocket is really nice to combine like different things that you're looking at, such as websites that you want to refer back to later. I also like to use Feedly for updates in regards to the tech world. So moving on, I have my health folder here with a lot of different apps that I use when I'm doing like workouts at home. Now moving out of there, I have my photography folder here, and these are just a bunch of different apps that I use when it comes to photo taking, such as Enlight. That's one that I highly advise you check out if you want like the ultimate options to edit your photos. But if you're looking for something a little bit more simpler, then I suggest Camu and Visco. Those are two applications that I highly advise you to check out. And then I have my travel folder. So this is what I use when it comes to me being out on the go. And then I have my jailbreak folder. And then I have my social folder, which just has a bunch of social related applications, and shopping folder, which has all of these things that I like to use when it comes to shopping. Now, something in here that I advise is Retail Me Not. Retail Me Not has saved me quite a few dollars when I've been out. And then I have my music folder. I also have my games folder. I don't play a lot of games, so yeah. And then I have my finance folder. And that is really it that I'm gonna mention right now, because like I said, I have a lot of apps on my phone, so if there was an app that interests you, just pause the video and take a glimpse, because I have way too many to discuss for a video. Now, before I leave though, I am curious. I got a question for all of you. What is your daily driver? What phone are you currently using? Drop a comment down below and let me know, because I'm just really interested to see if more of you on my channel are iPhone users or Android users. I'm guessing iPhone, but nonetheless, I'm still curious to see what phone you use. So let me know down below in the comment section. But that's gonna sum everything up for this one. As always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.